it out, and then you make plans and it gets cancelled. And then you postpone those plans and it gets cancelled.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, after 4 or 5 times, you're just like, why bother? We'll just cancel it.
It's pretty tiring and pretty annoying.
And it's not just us. I mean, New South Wales, 466 cases in a day.
It's okay. There were slightly less today.
Slightly.
Like 430. It's still over 400. I think it's 430 or something.
It's crazy times. It's crazy times. It's unprecedented. I think there are a lot of frustrations out there. A lot of people who are just struggling. And I think one of the best things about lockdown is thank God for streaming services.
Yeah.
Thank God for video games.
Yep.
And we're so glad that movies are actually starting to come out again, because last year when movies were completely off,
We didn't really have anything.
we had nothing. So yes.
We were pretty... Well, this year it's definitely turned around. We've been very fortunate with what movies we have been able to watch. And obviously we're going to be talking about some of them we have been able to enjoy all in the last couple of weeks.
But yeah, so staying busy in lockdown. How have you been staying busy, Tom?
Let's bring it all over to some news. My favourite game I've been talking about, Death's Door. I finally 100% of the game, done all the achievements. I'm probably going to do one more playthrough, and just so I can get, because you have 3 save slots, and I've got 100% in 2 of the save slots, so I'll probably just bash out the 3rd playthrough.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the last 3 episodes of the Attack On Geek Show has been pretty much focused on Death's Door.
We've spoken about Death's Door since it was announced. So we did the E3 episode. I'm pretty confident we've spoken about it every time since.
So essentially it's been every week you've either been playing Death's Door or talking about Death's Door or talking about playing Death's Door.
Well, this is probably the last week we're talking about Death's Door. Now that I've beaten the game, 100%ed it, probably do my final 100%. Unless they bring out some expansion or new content, which I very much doubt they'll do for, maybe 6 months next year. They might do.
You never know.
I'm done. It's good. It's good. Just get the game. Just play the game. It's good. Obviously, the next big thing as well, Hades has come to every other console now. I initially played it on PC, played it on Switch, had cross-play functionality on the 2, or cross-save functionality on the 2. It's just launched on Xbox and PS4, and PS5. And
friendly favourite service out there?
And Xbox Game Pass. You guys heard about Xbox Game Pass? Have we spoken about that before on the show?
I'm not sure. Have you spoken about it before? I'm not sure.
I don't know. This is a pretty cool service that Xbox have put out. Some cool people out there say it's like Netflix but for video games. But I don't know. I might need to look into this service. But Hades, really cool roguelike. Focuses on Greek mythology. You play as Hades' son, Zagreus, and you try to escape the underworld. And yeah, I love it.
Sounds
good.
Interesting.
It's a good fun game. It's difficult. It is difficult. I've yet to beat the game, and I've put a bunch of hours into it.
So if you've not beaten the game, there's no way I can play the game.
We'll play it on after the show. We'll probably, for those of you watching on Twitch, we'll probably be playing it after the show, and we'll start from fresh, so you guys can see what it's like.
Sounds good.
That's been pretty much for me. I've just been playing games. Nothing really. I mean, aside from the movies, which we'll talk about later, I've not really been watching anything. Nothing's piqued my interest. I've just been. the only other thing, we didn't put a slide for it, but you and I have both been looking at comic books again and buying our books. And you've been buying your Goosebumps books.
I've been buying Goosebumps books.
And I've been looking at Invincible #1.
So lockdown essentially has us not going out. So we haven't done any date nights. We've not gone out at all. So we've not seen a lot of things in Melbourne, and therefore we've not spent any money. And we're like,
usually
we're working, we're earning money. We're not. What are we going to do with our money?
I mean, it's something I didn't think to put in the slide either. They cancelled PAX, so PAX isn't happening this year. So usually each year we would fly out to PAX.
We would save money in the lead up to PAX because we knew we would spend money. We actually booked a hotel this time as well. Even though we live in Melbourne, we booked a hotel right by the convention centre.
Purely just because all the stuff we would buy, instead of taking it all the way home, we just walk down the road to the hotel and drop it off there.
Drop it off, have a quick little bathroom break, put our feet up, and then head back down.
Yeah.
And so it was so disappointing cancelling that. But obviously, it's the right call. But I feel for the hotels, like the accommodation business. Whew,
Yeah.
it's gonna be
Massive
tough.
hit.
But yes, PAX unfortunately is been cancelled for another year. Really hope it comes back next year. But in better news, EGX, which is like the PAX equivalent in the UK, has announced that they will be going ahead, or at least at this stage they will be going ahead. So the rest of the world is going ahead with events and all that, but Australia is kind of actually being down under and opposite of the current situation.
I mean, Florida just had 25,000 cases of COVID.
My God.
So I mean, we're
doing better than that, right? So I guess
that's what's following the rules and being strict with the lockdowns, or at least trying to be strict with the lockdowns, versus other places that are just like, open it up, whatever.
Yeah, it's a fair balance between lives mattering more than the economy, but also the economy matters. So it's a tough juggling act. But in more pop culture discussions and news.
Yeah. So what have you been watching? I know what you've been watching.
I've not been playing anything. I'll admit to that. Apart from Flight Simulator, which I spoke about a couple of weeks ago, I have pretty much just been a couch potato. So I've been vegetating on my couch when I'm not working and just watching Boruto, which I've roped you into as well. Obviously, you and I have a history of watching Naruto together. We watched all of Shippuden together. We started this when it first came out. We started Boruto for a while, but we
watched this in our Elizabeth Drive house.
Like 3 years ago. And I can't remember if we just didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, because it's just so Naruto Shippuden is like 40% filler, whereas right now Boruto is like 50% filler.
I don't even think 50%.
It's probably
I think
more.
Yeah, especially the beginning parts, like the lead up to Boruto really kicking off was just 80% filler. I felt it was just filler.
Very slow.
None of the episodes made any relevance to the overarching story, and
because I feel like they've shot themselves in the foot. So episode 1 of Boruto opens up with the Hidden Leaf Village, that's the main village where everybody lives, being destroyed. It's highly suggested that Naruto is dead, and then Boruto is facing down some evil guy. He's got his headband with a cross in it, which means he's been exiled from the Leaf Village. He's got this crazy eye, he's got a samurai sword, and then they show that and they're like, oh, alright, and they had literally, so we're up to episode
170 something.
170 something, and they've touched on that like once, maybe twice, not even that. Like it's really being dragged out.
It's a slog. It's one of those shows where you kind of just want to skip half the episodes and just get to the end.
Yeah.
But it's still being made, so we're still on the episode where he's still learning new skills and new jutsus and abilities, and therefore we're nowhere near the opening
the juicy
scene.
stuff. Yeah.
But I don't know, how long did Shippuden run for? Like a couple of years?
So Naruto and Naruto Shippuden are about 400 to 500 episodes in total.
Yeah.
So
the fact that we're only now coming up to 200 episodes means that there's...
But still, I feel like Naruto or Naruto Shippuden, there's lots of juicy stuff all throughout. But that's anime. What One Piece is that like 900 episodes?
Yep.
Or are they? Is it?
It's still going as well.
It's still going. I'm pretty sure they're up to like 1,200 manga issues or something like that.
Who knows?
Or chapters.
Anything is possible now. We don't even know if the whole concept of Naruto dying will ever happen, or if it's something like 10 years from now, Boruto will grow up and be an adult, and then Naruto dies.
Well, Max in the opening scene, he's the age that we see him right now.
No, he's grown up. He's definitely a teenager. So like 16.
Pretty sure he's wearing the clothes that he's got here.
He's still wearing the same clothes, but obviously the grown-up version.
Oh, I guess we'll see.
He wears the Sasuke cloak.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they've altered his costume for when he grows up a little bit or has another growth spurt.
I mean, it's something to watch in lockdown.
Yeah, exactly. It's entertaining. We want to just get it over with so we get to the good stuff. But that's not the only thing I've been watching. I've been watching, for those of you who have seen Bad Boys, there is a spin-off show on Netflix called LA's Finest. And basically it's a similar concept, but it's 2 cops, female cops instead of 2 male cops. And it's just a crime drama, and there's, all these backstories with the characters that are very unusual for cops. So, it's something to just watch while I have dinner and just take my mind off things. It's nothing too serious and engrossing.
Every time I come in, the girl on the left on this picture, she reminds me of the woman that's always in like the comedy movies.
Yeah.
I don't know the actress's name.
I don't know her name either.
Was she in?
She was definitely in one of the.
She's in. Is she in the what's it? The Crunching Numbers, the NASA one, or is it just?
No. She's never in serious movies. I don't think she was in Hidden Figures. No.
No. Okay.
She comes across as someone who stars in like the Adam Sandler type movies.
Yeah, I can't remember the act, but she looks just like the actress that's in that. And I always think, why is she in this? But
and obviously the woman on the right is Jessica Alba, aka the woman who played the first Sue Storm in the original Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And then we just didn't hear from her for ages. Disappeared and now she's back. So, yeah, that's pretty much the 2 shows that I've been watching each day.
Yeah.
Just to kind of do something different after work.
I mean, actually, I just realised I have been watching stuff. Rick and Morty. I'm doing every Monday.
Yeah.
We're on to the final episode, which I think they're on a break now until September.
So, is there a season 6?
Yeah, they've been renewed for another like 2 or 3 seasons already.
Okay.
So hour-long season finale in September.
No.
So I don't know if tomorrow I'm going to have an episode or not, but it's like one of those, all my things I have to live for dropping off. I mean, there's another show that's come out now, and we'll talk about that when we jump into that section. But yeah, we just got to find the little things to get us through these lockdown weeks.
And they're all on TV.
All on TV. I mean, games obviously doing a very good job. But...
Yeah. Well, for you, mostly. I don't have the patience for video games anymore. I just like to tune out.
So, speaking of movies that we've been able to watch during lockdown, I think should we quickly go over what we've touched base on? I think I've got this lined up properly. Let me double check. Okay, I do. All right, so first up, Suicide Squad just launched. We watched that. We'll save the review for the end when we do the review. So so we'll just do a quick fire then. So we've managed to watch Suicide Squad, Jungle Cruise with Emily Blunt and Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Most recently released Free Guy. We were able to check out that. What else we got on the TV shows? Titans season 3 is back. We've been watching that. We just started last night. We only watched one episode last night. And of course, the thing that I was saying that we're glad is back, and the thing that we can hold on to. We got the new Marvel show. What if? With I love the guy that does the voice of the Watcher.
It's Bernard.
Bernard. I can't remember the actor's name.
I don't know. Jeremy something.
Yeah, this week's episode, if you haven't seen it already, it's basically what if Peggy Carter becomes Captain America, or in this case, Captain Britain.
Captain Carter.
I thought they call it like as her Captain America name. It's like Captain Britain.
No, they call her Captain Carter.
Oh,
Did you watch the episode?
Yeah. Well, if I type in Captain Britain, it literally comes up with this image.
Oh, I don't know. They call it Captain Carter in the show.
So, I mean, yeah. Well, we can talk about this because we're not going to review this too hard. But yeah, this was good. Good Marvel.
It was well done. In the sense that if you look online, they have actually done a shot-by-shot comparison of Captain America, First Avenger, and this particular episode.
Yeah, real quick. So for those of you who don't know What If, it's literally what if something else happened during a movie? So in this one, it's literally, what if Peggy Carter gets inside the super soldier machine instead of Steve Rogers? Just in the trailers we've seen, what if T'Challa becomes Star-Lord? We have... Is there any other blatant what if questions in there? Because we know Doctor Strange.
There's a Marvel Zombies version.
But we don't know what the what if question is. But we've seen Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Marvel Zombies. So we've seen Captain America zombie, Iron Man zombie, and I'm trying to think if the other what ifs.
There are a bunch of them, but obviously we'll see.
Really
as
fantastic
they come out.
show, and they've got the. Some of the original voice actors are coming back for or reprising their roles as characters.
Yeah.
So people like Samuel L. Jackson coming back to play Nick Fury. Is it the actress that plays Peggy Carter? You've got
Sebastian Stan was Bucky. Obviously, we've got.
I was going to say BoJack. It's not BoJack. Boswick.
Boswick?
I can't remember his name.
Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman. I'm getting the names mixed up. There was actually an interview that came out with the writer for that episode. Said, it's like, I didn't realise that I was writing his final lines because this was the last stuff that he recorded. So,
wow.
But yeah, I mean, great show so far. Only one episode in. So Wednesdays are back.
Yeah. We have something to look forward to now on Wednesday nights again. Just waiting on the Fridays, though. Fridays is when we used to enjoy, obviously, Captain America, Captain
Winter Soldier,
the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
WandaVision.
But now it's Wednesdays.
It's Wednesdays, which it's not my favorite day.
So I guess one other thing that we've had to jump into recently and start exploring is, of course, HBO Max. If we want to watch Suicide Squad, if we want to watch Titans.
Basically anything Warner Brothers at the moment, during lockdown, if you can't get to the cinema, you either don't watch the movie, or you have to go through multiple hoops just to watch it on HBO Max. It is so...
So we will stress that everything that we've watched and reviewed is all done the right, correct way. We've always made sure to do it the right, correct way, and you should too. But it is a royal pain in the ass to try and do it the right way.
I can understand why people just go, screw it, I'll do it the easy way, because it took us nearly an hour just to get Suicide Squad going.
So you paid for a subscription to HBO Max.
Yes.
And then we're accessing HBO Max through a VPN, which we've paid a subscription for. And so we're like, oh, okay, this should be easy. We'll put it on our phone and then just Chromecast it to the TV. But because the Chromecast isn't on the VPN, it doesn't work. So then it's like, oh my God. So then we tried downloading the movie off the HBO Max app to our phones. That was taking forever going through a VPN. We then loaded up HBO Max on our laptop and tried to screencast the desktop to the TV, but HBO Max has implemented something where it will only cast the audio and the subtitles. Yeah. So it was like, okay, whatever, just put it on the laptop and just watch it in bed on our laptops. And it was...
And even then, you would think the experience is smooth. The number of times I had to hit log in because it wouldn't recognize that I had the right password and the right username, and it just kept kicking me out. And not only that, it would take forever to load.
Yeah.
Just to load the home screen up. It's not a user friendly experience. It wasn't an easy
experience. I mean,
so
now that we've learned, I'll probably try and find a way, somehow try and put a VPN on our router.
The only way to do it, though, I think, would be to hook up an HDMI cable to the laptop.
That's the easier way. Yeah, but at the time, we just wanted to do it the easy way, easy way. But
obviously, we paid.
Yeah, we had paid for the VPN.
The VPN subscription.
Paid for the streaming service as well.
So it's like, well, okay. But the thing, though, that I've struggled with this is that sure, lockdown has impacted the movies and cinemas are closed, but at least give us an alternative.
Yeah.
So, for example, like Disney, Free Guy, for example. Free Guy, they offered me a screener because that's what reviewers get. If they can't go to the cinema physically, you get access to a private link where only you can watch it and use that to review the movie.
Yeah.
Jungle Cruise was one step better because it was out in cinemas and on Premier Access. So, I mean, I'm fine with paying a bit more to watch Premier Access movies because it means I get to watch it at home. I get to watch the movie without having to do all these finicky things.
Yeah.
And not only do I get to watch the movie, Disney has allowed any of the users who are on your account to be able to watch the movie as well. Like, it's a lifetime license for so long as you're a subscriber to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And, you know, we watched Black Widow in the cinemas, but to watch it again, you just buy it on Premier Access and watch it again.
I mean, and that leads probably nicely into our next piece that we wanted to talk about, which is how Disney are going to be mixing up this Premier Access thing now.
Yeah, so because of Scarlett Johansson's suing Disney over the whole contractual obligation.
100% she should.
Well, yes, they should have altered the contract if they were going to change it.
Yeah.
That's the key thing. Not just decide, oh, it's a pandemic, we want to put it onto Disney Plus, but we're not going to tell you about it. I haven't looked into the actual case itself, so it could be a lot bigger than what we think it is. But for Shang-Chi, they have announced that essentially it's going to be exclusive in cinemas for 45 days before it comes out on Disney Plus.
Because they did say with Black Widow, it is the biggest bomb of a Marvel movie on its second week. So first
really? I thought it did really well.
No, first week did it really well. But on the second week it just bombed, and they said this is extremely unusual and is the worst performing Marvel movie on its second week. So, and again, that's because...
But the thing is, though, do they consider the revenue they get from Disney Plus?
But that's the contract thing. So probably in Scarlett Johansson's contract, it probably doesn't mention Disney Plus at all. And it says you will get your money from the box office.
Right.
And so Disney probably is like, well, here's your box office money. Meanwhile, we're just raking in all of the Disney Plus money.
Yeah.
And that's where basically the contract breach comes from.
But the box office standings as a whole, where they go, well, it bombed in its second week. Did it, though, if you consider the Disney Plus earnings?
That's not, box offices don't take into account.
Exactly, yeah.
The Disney Plus.
Obviously, with a pandemic situation, it's going to happen like that. So now the thing is going to be, the biggest question is, if we're still in lockdown in Australia, we won't get to watch this.
Yeah.
If America goes back into lockdown, which apparently they're slowly in talks about doing,
the Delta variant,
no one's going to watch Shang-Chi.
Yep.
Then what? And the thing that really gets me, I know it's a pandemic. I know it's a hard situation and you can't do anything about it. But you have finally got an Asian superhero making his big screen debut. This is meant to be a game changer because not only do you just obliterate the stereotype, you have an entire race just represented in this movie, and especially with the cast as well. It's pretty much all Asians barring one white guy. If this bombs, imagine the racists are gonna just say, hey, it's because it was an Asian movie. You know, it's gonna impact in that sense. And I can see it as, you know, the logical people who are very open-minded are going to be like, yeah, it was a pandemic, blah blah blah. But you've seen yourself how I get harassed by people for no reason other than just being not white. So that's what I'm really worried about. Yeah,
it's an interesting space, and there's another movie coming out soon called The Green Knight, which I think is with the
Dave Patel.
Yep. And so they're going a slightly different route where they're making the movie available for digitally only for 4 hours.
Okay.
That's it. So it would be like a midnight screener, but you can watch it on digitally. And they're going to only digital, 4 hours. That's the only window that you can watch it.
Right.
And then after that, it's just going into the cinemas. So they're going the opposite way to Disney because they want to see does it being online really impact? So because the movie has already been shown at a bunch of movie festivals and things and gotten really good reviews, and people are saying this is going to be good. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And they've said we just want to see, is the piracy going to affect us? Is the 4-hour window going to affect us? Because then they're going to have the rest of the time in the theaters.
Well, the thing that was obviously my input into this and my viewpoint over the whole, people are going to say that Shang-Chi bombed because it's an Asian movie. It was interesting because the CEO of Disney actually said that this particular movie is going to be an interesting experiment. Whether he was saying that it's going to be an interesting experiment because it is going to be the first debut of an Asian superhero, or whether it was an interesting experiment because it's going to be cinema first during a pandemic and then 45 days later on a streaming platform, that's not confirmed what he meant by interesting experiment. But Cindy Lou.
Oh, who's that?
This guy.
Oh, I can't remember his name. I can't remember that.
He came out and hit back at the CEO by saying, and I think he took the same viewpoint that I did when I heard it, is, you know, this isn't an experiment. You can't just say having an Asian superhero is an experiment. Asians can be superheroes. We're not... Okay, yes, fine. Currently, Asians, South Asians, anyone in the black community as well, are the underdogs, right? We're not meant to be an experiment, as he says. He continues on to say, we are the surprises, because you don't think that we do well, but we do well.
I mean, there's a movie, Parasite, is like a perfect example.
Exactly. You don't think Parasite would have won almost every major movie award.
Yep. And do so well in the Western...
In the Western market as well. So it just goes to show that, you know, anyone and everyone who puts in the work, who does a good job, and who is persistent and motivated to really take things up a notch is going to do well. It's not an experiment.
Yeah.
It's not trial and error here. So I really hope, for the sake of everyone that's being represented in this movie, that this movie does well. And I really encourage you to watch it as well, because if you haven't read the Master of Kung Fu comics, you are going to be blown away. It is one of the best comic book series that Marvel created that isn't traditionally a superhero comic series. So I can't wait. I'm very excited. I'm very much excited to see a Malaysian and a Singaporean actor and actress in this movie, Michelle Yeoh and Ronnie Cheng.
And they got Aquafina.
Yes, and Aquafina. Aquafina. I don't know how to pronounce her name. But you know who I'm talking about. She's amazing. I really like her. And it'll be interesting to see what happens. And hopefully we are out of lockdown, because I would like to go and watch this movie in the cinemas. I think it would be really good.
Otherwise, you have to wait 45 days and watch it on Disney.
I don't want to wait 45 days. The movie will get spoiled for me.
Yeah. We'll watch it.
We'll find a way.
We'll find a way. Other big movie news that dropped. We've already kind of... we haven't spoken about him at all, but he's in another movie that we were talking about. Idris Elba tweeted this picture. For those of you who are not in the meme world and don't know the way, this is a picture of Knuckles the Echidna's Fist, and he's basically saying that he's going to be voicing Knuckles for the new Sonic 2 movie, which is due out, I imagine, in the next year and a half. Interesting choice.
Not really.
I mean, so you've heard him in the Suicide Squad, where he's very gruff London accent.
Isn't Knuckles meant to be a little bit more serious than Sonic?
In all of the voiceovers for Knuckles in the past, they've always, especially I think it's like Sonic Boom, the pretty edgy animated. He's always like, they're all like surfer dudes. Like they're not.
I mean, Idris Elba did play a DJ kind of surfer dude in a Netflix movie, so he can pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see in the trailer, because we're getting Tails. Obviously, we're getting Knuckles now. And it's Ben Schwartz that does Sonic, right?
Yes.
He fits the T. I can't remember if we hear Tails speak in the last movie.
Wasn't it in the ride at the end?
It was at the end credits, but I can't remember if we hear him speak or if he just walks out of...
No, he flies with his tails.
Does he? But yeah, I guess we'll see. He's going to be Knuckles. He's obviously Bloodsport. Is he confirmed to be the next 007?
No.
Or have they just put him up?
They've just... rumors.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's a great actor.
Agreed.
Guess we'll see. I mean, I just keep thinking back now to the original Sonic's trailer and how it was just the horrifying Sonic. And then everybody was in uproar about it, and then they changed it. So...
Ooh, yeah. No. I hope they don't do that again. That was a terrible, terrible thing.
Oh, it's Shere Khan from the Jungle Book as well. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah.
So, he does good.
Yes.
We'll see. Let's jump into our movie reviews. I guess we'll quickly... It's not going to be nothing crazy official. We're just going to give our thoughts and opinions while they're still relatively fresh in our mind. So we'll start off with Jungle Cruise. You guys will have to let me know if this is a little bit loud. But as we mentioned, Emily Blunt and The Rock feature in this movie. It's another Disney movie that's based off of a ride.
Yeah.
Obviously, we had Pirates of the Caribbean, based off of a ride. Jungle Cruise, based off of a ride of a similar name. And what do you think of the movie?
I mean, it was predictable.
Yeah.
Let's face it. It was extremely predictable. But, considering that, I thought, it was an interesting movie for families, especially. I think a lot of families and kids would get a kick out of this.
Yeah.
I'm not really convinced with The Rock's acting, to be very honest. I feel like he's just constantly in that little...
He's just meant to be there to be...
typecast.
He's just there to be McMuscles.
Yeah, pretty much. It wasn't... Let's put it this way. National Treasure was a much better movie.
I was going to say, it reminded me of the modern Jumanji movies.
Yes, but Jumanji was better than this. Because obviously it was meant to be funny. Whereas this wasn't meant to be funny.
They were trying very hard.
They were trying extremely hard to make it almost like a kid's version of Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah.
But see, that's the thing. Indiana Jones never tried to be funny.
Yeah.
Whereas this was just... It was just really weird mismatching of cast, time period, because it goes from the jungle and then Victorian England, and trying to kind of piece together the fact that back in that time women don't wear pants. Okay.
Oh,
cool.
they kept
going on about it.
Yeah.
And it was like, cool, women don't wear pants, but for the sake of going inside a jungle, yes, they do. End of story.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of things about it that was just so awkward, and it was an enjoyable film. Don't get me wrong. You can watch it, sit back, enjoy it. It's not a movie you have to think too much about. The effects were nice, sure. It was nice to see like the Amazon jungle and all of that, and obviously it was interesting to tie it in with that supernatural kind of lore and the Spanish
explorers.
More like the influence, which was nice, but at the same time it was trying to be also very modern.
Yeah, what did you say? It was The Rock kept speaking Spanish, but the people were Portuguese, right, or something like that.
No, they explained it because spoilers.
Yeah, that's right.
But yes, it was... I think if they'd replaced The Rock with anyone else...
They could put John Cena in.
Oh, God. They just needed to have a good actor. For his role, if they had put a good actor who had a good chemistry with Emily Blunt, hell, even put John Krasinski in there and it would have been a better movie.
They could have gone... Who was the guy in... He's got a big actor with the big nose, British guy. He was in King Kong.
Big actor with big nose?
No, he's not a big actor. Well, I mean, he's a famous actor. He's a British actor. I think he might have been in... Was he in Tarzan as well? The remake of Tarzan?
Alexander Skarsgård.
Maybe.
He doesn't have a big nose.
let me.
Oh my god.
What's the scars? Let's see if it is this guy. Nah, it's not that guy. Let me.
Big nose?
Yeah,
Who has a big
you'll know exactly when I bring it up. Let's see.
Tom Hiddleston?
Nah.
He doesn't have a
this
big
guy.
nose. Adrian Brody.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's got the
Big nose.
He does.
You're
Look at him.
rude.
Look at it. He does.
So
Look.
rude.
How is that not? Tell me otherwise.
See, this is why I stress out about how I look.
Tell me
because
otherwise.
You're so picky. He's got a nose, okay? That's just it. He's got a nose. So cruel.
Tell me otherwise. Okay.
Also, he's a decent actor. His defining thing isn't his
It
nose.
is. That's how I remember him.
Moving on.
Okay, moving on. We've got...
I do not condone bullying of any sort.
That's not bullying, that's just stating a fact. That's a defining feature. It's just a fact.
I accept you all for who you are, not what you have, whether it's a big nose or a small nose.
Look,
just letting you know.
Look, guys, this is for those of you who don't know, this is oh, he's gone. You're lucky. You're lucky. This guy. Oh, he's gone again. All
They
right,
don't
well.
want to see his nose. Clearly, the show keeps deleting him.
There you go. That's the actor. Yeah, just letting you know. Anyways,
Anyway, can we get back to the show?
we'll get back to the show. Suicide Squad. We watched this. We watched the Suicide Squad.
Much better than the first one.
100% better than the third one. I said to Diana, it was really disappointing that this is the second movie and not the first movie. Is that, if only we could go back in time, erase the first movie, and have this one be the introduction, people's introduction to Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Because this 100% sums it up. Opening, like, really, really funny, really, really good. The rest of the movie was, like, it wasn't, like, fantastic, amazing, but it was good. I enjoyed it.
It was watchable. It was exactly what a Suicide Squad movie should be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it did it justice in the sense.
Yep.
A lot of interesting things about it, comparing it with the first Suicide Squad movie.
Real quick, the Weasel, that is James Gunn's youngest brother. I think his name is Sean Gunn or Josh Gunn.
Sean Gunn was in the movie as an extra.
Oh, okay, well, it's his youngest brother.
The Weasel. But yes, it was really interesting because this one clearly focused on story and characters.
Yeah.
Well, I felt like the first one was more about the visuals more than anything else. It was very just in your face with the visuals.
Because they were trying really hard to have the Joker involved as well in the last movie, whereas this movie, there was no distractions. They mentioned Superman once, and then that's it. That's the only acknowledgement of the other DC superheroes in this entire movie.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think they mentioned the Joker maybe once.
They also did a good job at letting every character shine.
Yeah.
Because the first Suicide Squad movie was really the Joker at the end of the day.
The Joker and
Harley Quinn and
yeah.
the Joker. Will Smith sidelined.
Yep.
Who else was in the movie?
There
Katana.
Oh, yeah, who played, like, got one line in, and then that was it. Obviously, Rick Flag featured. He's back again in this role. June Moon, the witch. I forgot her name. Enchantress.
Again,
and there was the fireman, Pyro. I've forgotten his name.
Yes.
Oh, Polka Dot Man was my favourite character, definitely. And
I like King Shark.
King Shark was really good as well.
I thought King Shark, you wouldn't think Sylvester Stallone could do a good job as a shark.
We know that they get high-paying actors to do silly characters. Vince,
and he does really well. Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel as Groot. Even not so much as a small character, but Bradley Cooper as Rocket. You've got who else? That's it. Yeah, and then why is the guy's name blanking out of my head? King Shark. Stallone versus Stallone. I'm totally blanking on his name there. But yeah, really good cast of actors. Really enjoyed the movie.
The thing I wanted to add as well is Harley Quinn in this movie is Harley Quinn. So Birds of Prey, you and I watched that, and that was just, absolute shocker of a movie, because that's not my Harley Quinn. You know, that's not the Harley Quinn I grew up with. Even Suicide Squad, the first one, she was just so hung up over the Joker in a way that even in the comic books and the TV series wasn't that annoying.
Yeah.
Like, she's hung up over him, sure, but not to that extent that she was just, like, useless. So here, I feel like she's really grown. It almost felt like it was a sequel in a way, where she's kind of realized, like, you know what, screw the Joker.
Yeah.
I'm a badass woman. I'm gonna do what I want, and I'm gonna do what I want in my own way. And she's kind of grown into herself a lot more and kind of realized that, you know what, every guy that I'm with, they just try to control me. So, screw guys.
Yeah.
And obviously Bloodsport was really good as well, because you get to see that he's not... I kind of expected him to be like Deadshot.
Yeah.
Kind of that similar story about, you know...
I mean, there's that literal scene where Amanda Wallace is taking Bloodsport to meet his team, and he's like, oh, here's Peacemaker, and he's like, oh, what does Peacemaker do? He's really strong, he can use all these weapons, he can shoot really good and never misses his target, and Bloodsport's like, that's just the exact same abilities that I have.
No, it's just a white version of me.
Yeah. And like the movie doesn't take itself seriously at all. Again, it's Guardians of the Galaxy but Suicide Squad, which is...
I actually like this movie more than Guardians of the Galaxy, to be honest.
Yeah, it was again, it just didn't take itself seriously at all. It was just funny all the way through. And also, I don't think I've seen an official announcement, but it is 100% happening. There's a Peacemaker spin-off show. So John Cena will be reprising his role as Peacemaker, and I think it's going to be a mix of... I think it's going to be like origin stories sort of thing.
Of all the characters in the DC universe, they choose Peacemaker.
Yeah, I like John Cena as Peacemaker. I thought he did really good. Yep.
He wears a toilet bowl on his head.
Good character. I very much enjoyed it.
Well, I mean, I think if anyone who should get a solo movie, it's King Shark. Oh, I want to see how King Shark grew from Baby Shark to Big Shark.
Chat says that's officially and fully filmed.
Oh.
So...
Yeah. Are we recording a podcast or are we reading stream? What are you doing, Tom? Bloopers right there.
I know what we're doing.
Continuing on.
Next up, we've got Free Guy.
So we got to see Free Guy.
Thankfully, thanks to
Disney Australia, who were kind enough to provide me a screener to watch this. So we got to watch it, obviously, I guess ahead of time, or on the day of release, really. And yeah, a guy who's an NPC in a video game. A guy called Guy.
Or he becomes basically self-aware, well, kind of self-aware.
Essentially.
Breaks the loop and starts doing his own thing.
Falls in love, as any other Ryan Reynolds movie, except... Well, actually, Deadpool was kind of a love story too.
This whole movie he acts like the Deadpool character, makes quips at everything and makes jokes and...
Except he's PG friendly.
Except it's PG friendly. It's the Christmas episode of Deadpool.
The children's version.
Yeah, because they did the PG version of Deadpool 2. Remember they did the Christmas one?
Yes. I feel like this was core Ryan Reynolds at work. Because Ryan Reynolds, before Deadpool, was very much a rom-com guy.
Yeah.
The Proposal, and I think it was two guys, a pizza place and a girl or something like that, one of the shows that he was part of.
Yeah.
He's kind of gone full circle, I feel. Like he's done the superhero thing with Green Lantern and then Deadpool, and now he's kind of coming back to his core, I'm in love with this girl, I need to do something about it, and then he goes wrong and tries to basically win this girl. And that's really the core of Free Guy at the end of the day. Well, he's a self-aware NPC.
The whole thing is like he says, "Oh, I'm gonna see the girl of my dreams and just know it's her."
Yeah.
And then that's literally what happens, and the movie starts.
Yes.
Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi was in.
I'm terrible with names. Anyway, he was in the movie.
Yes, that was a really nice addition. I actually didn't watch any trailers for this, so seeing Taika in there was like, whoa, okay.
He's doing the rounds right now.
He's really well. Not just as a director, but obviously as an actor as well. And with this movie, the thing that I really liked is the cameos, the references to gaming. Yeah. Obviously, you had a lot of gamers.
That Ninja, Pokimane, Laserbeam, Jacksepticeye.
The thing that I had a problem with though is there are 1 billion gamers in the world. They only could choose the whitest of them all. No, obviously, insults or offense. Actually, no, I am offended. No, what's the word I'm looking for? Problems with having Ninja and the like on there. But why Laserbeam? He's an Australian guy. Okay. Isn't there anyone else?
All right.
Why? Firstly, why do they need to have only 4 gamers talking about him? They could have just shown people all over the world. There are billions of gamers out there, and God only knows how many of them are esports stars who are.
They had to pick recognizables though.
Yeah, but it's like on Twitter the other day, one of the biggest esports media outlets put up this list of here are the top 20 most watched streamers. All guys, all white.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, really? I don't watch them. You don't watch them.
But that's just stone cold facts, unfortunate as it is at the moment.
Yeah, it
like,
needs to change.
Is it Pokimane is the only woman in like the top 10 streamers, and then obviously others are trying to catch up with her. But
I'm sure there's more, but they just couldn't be bothered.
Well, I mean, you've got the Valkyrie, who's now the owner of 100 Thieves. She's taken on Foosley, another female streamer that was part of the sort of like the offline TV Disguised Toast crew. Is it wrong to say some of the big female streamers are in the news for the wrong reasons? Because like obviously the ones that come to mind, Amaranth, Indie Fox, and I don't know. This is like another topic for another day, but as far as the enjoyable streamers, it's only like Pokimane at the top at the moment, and it is a shame that nobody else can seem to break through.
It's not so much that either. I think it's a case of these are the easiest to find people because you Google esports, gamers, streamers. Those are the guys you see.
But for this instance, though, they did have to pick easily recognizable people. So there was 4 or 5 streamers in that movie. I didn't recognize Laserbeam. I've never seen him before. And there was another guy streamer.
The UK guy.
Yeah, I didn't recognize. Unless that was like Ali A. I don't know.
I don't know. All I know is that there's one way to make the world a little bit nicer and better, and that is representation.
Yeah.
And instead of going for the guys with the biggest numbers, they could have got Ninja, which easily would have been mainstream enough, and then get someone from the UK, a black streamer from the UK. Are you saying that black streamers in the UK are not good enough and only the white guys are most watched? Like, it's not just Twitch as well, you know. You've got YouTube, you've got Facebook Gaming, you've got DLive, you've got Blimish, you've got all sorts of platforms out there. Why do you go for the one most watched person on YouTube and or Twitch? You know?
I don't know.
I don't know. That's my take on it, but clearly the representation in the movie in terms of actors was good because they had the I can't tell you his name because I can't remember his name, but he was in Never Have I Ever, the Indian programmer.
Oh yeah.
He was also the guy in Mean Girls who was the rapper, I believe.
Oh, where is he? He's not even in the...
There he is.
Oh, just...
That one.
Oh, this...
Utkarsh Ambudkar? Even I can't pronounce his name.
Utkarsh But yeah, I'm probably butchering his name as well.
But anyway, they did have Indian representation. They did have. They have any Asians in there? No one stand out.
We've got the cast list here.
They had some interesting cameos from celebrities as well.
I think the one thing you just reminded me of that I think everybody needs to see, because if I've seen it and I don't like it, everybody else has to suffer and see it as well. It's this image.
Oh.
It's just so weird and off-putting. So this is an additional character called Dude, who features in the game, and is also an unlockable character in Fortnite as well.
Oh my god.
And they've deep-faked Ryan Reynolds onto this massive muscular guy. It's as weird as it looks. And yeah, if I have to have this image stuck in my head, you guys can have it stuck in your head as well.
It's terrible.
On the complete opposite end of terrible, though, the marketing. Have you guys seen these? They brought out the Free Guy video game posters, which I thought was very cool. We've got, obviously, Animal Crossing. I've actually filled them all in here. So we've got Animal Crossing. Let's see if you can guess them all. This one's looking pretty sus. I don't know if you guys can work out what that one's meant to be. So these are all official, by the way. We've got, let's see, this one looking pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool.
These are all the obviously the original video game covers. Obviously this one is Doom.
Mm-hmm.
We've got this one. This one's
Mario.
Pretty obvious. Free Guy 21, Mario 64, looking very cool. We've got this one. Who remembers this one? I believe this is a Mega Man 2. I can't remember. Both Mega Man 1 and Mega Man 2 have really awful...
I thought you were going to say it's really good.
The covers, no. If you look at the original cover, no, it is Mega Man 1. Okay, nice. It looks, yeah. There we go.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So they managed to nail that one perfectly. I think we've got one more here. Oh no, we got two more at least. This one, can you tell? This is like Roblox or something? I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever seen this game before.
Wait, are you joking? Or?
No, of course I know what game that is. So who's this? Blanca, Chun-Li, and I forget the character that gets knocked to the ground. But again, pretty obvious. Street Fighter 2, I believe this.
His fishbowl broke.
Oh, did it? Oh, I didn't.
Poor fish.
And here we go. One final one. Everybody should know this. This is, of course...
GTA.
Yeah, GTA, specifically Vice City. But yeah,
it's pretty good.
Marketing was pretty good, I thought, for this one. Although I didn't actually. Well, I mean, we're in lockdown, so it's not like we can go out and see all of these posters. Yeah. But I'm sure they're out there somewhere. But
yeah, it's
pretty much a lot to talk about this episode.
Well, I mean, what else have we been doing? Nothing.
Literally consuming pop culture is what we've been doing during this lockdown.
Very much so. Just movies, TV shows, and more movies, and then a bit of gaming.
Yep. So I think we mentioned this on the Xbox show. If you guys haven't seen that, head on over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Attack On Geek, and check out the Xbox show. We mentioned it on there. Gamescom happening which day? 20 something?
24th of August, so 25th here.
So
it's another 3 a.m. wake up.
Which we will probably do. And we'll be wrapping up that show and talking about everything that happened at Gamescom on the 29th, which will be the next Attack On Geek Show. And do we have anything else upcoming? I don't think there's anything. I think we're all movied out and TV showed out. We don't
have anything to look forward to.
Not right now, anyway. Unless something gets announced. Oh, well. Well, pray for us in lockdown. Send the good vibes our way. And we will continue to make as much content as we can. Keep everybody else in lockdown entertained as well. For those
assuming they're entertained by all this.
I mean, I assume you guys come here for a reason. For those of you who are watching on Twitch live, don't go anywhere. We will be probably playing some games afterwards. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, be sure to hit the follow button, the subscribe button rather, hit the thumbs up, all that jazz. For everybody else, thank you so much for watching. Oh, yeah, go on.
I was going to say, if you would like to interact with us and come over and suggest things for us to do, watch, enjoy while we're stuck in lockdown, please do so. We're always online. Well, you're always online. I take breaks from time to time. You can find us on Twitter at Attack On Geek.
For you,
full written reviews of the movies that we spoke about will be up on attackongeek.com. I'm working slowly but surely towards that.
But people can find you on Mysterious Geek on Twitter and have a conversation with you there.
Yes.
And
yeah, I guess we will find some things to do for the next show.
I think that's the one. Alrighty, as we said, whoops. Whoops.
What are you doing?
I pressed the wrong button. I meant to fix the transition. It's okay.
Tom today, when I come back, he's just all out of whack.
We're a professional podcast here. All very professional. Yeah, I think that's it.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening to us rant about lockdown. And hopefully we'll get out of this soon.
Stay safe, team. Have a good one. Those on Twitch, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with some video games. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
See ya!